Welcome to the OMG Talk podcast with Paul Finkelstein. Great advice and talk with small business owners, workaholics, and whiz-bang entrepreneurs. Here's your host, Paul Finkelstein.
And I wasn't recording during that little bit there after Ron left. So the last section is the last portion of General Evaluator, introducing the evaluator to talk about the Oreo cookie or sandwich method, which you could Google, and it's a great manager technique. So if you're interviewing for manager, or there are managers out there and they need to improve how to get more productivity and performance out of their employees, they definitely could learn a thing or two from Toastmasters about the evaluations. Like, you start on a high note and then you end on a high note. So it's upbeat on both ends. And then in the middle of it is just one tip to improve. A lot of times, a lot of newer evaluators tend to want to give 50 different things the person did wrong. And then they feel so bad that the next day they're probably not going to be as productive, or might even quit the job and maybe become an entrepreneur. But on that note, which I would love, but at the same time, I think that companies do need productive employees, and the Oreo cookie method, any Fortune 500 company or any small business or medium business could use the Oreo cookie method for evaluating, or sandwich method. So if you love Oreo cookies, definitely come back. And today we're going to see a great sample of an Oreo cookie method in 2 to 3 minutes. Tell us, Ruth, since you're still the timing criteria for evaluations, before I introduce the evaluator for today.
Thank you, General Evaluator. As you said, the timing for an evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, the green light or calendar goes up. At 2.5 minutes, it's yellow. And at 3 minutes, it's red. We want to come to a good conclusion at 2.5 or 3 minutes and wrap it up. Thank you.
And today's evaluator, we're going to have one evaluator to save on time, since we're nearing our stop time at 7 o'clock. We did have one interruption. So as general evaluator and that hat, I will just make one little note of maybe improvement for next time. I might even click the little box on the controls to close the meeting so nobody can come and interrupt the Toastmaster agenda. Even if it is Ron, the founder of this site, I think that it's great that we enabled him to speak and hear him do a full speech. But for future speakers, I might lean towards closing the meeting after 15 minutes so that whoever's here is here. And that's all for my any corrections at all, because we could, pinpoint all kinds of improvements and be in a 5-hour meeting. But we're going to hear for the next 2.5, 3 minutes. Ruth Fieldback, could you please evaluate Mary and Ruth and Ron all in one 2 to 3 minute evaluation? Go.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Mary, as always, I think you're an excellent speaker. Your words that you choose, the information that you provide, it's all very fluid. I always can picture in my mind what you're talking about, and you keep my attention for the entire time. Told you the first time I met you, and I'll probably tell you every time that we're together on the demo club, or when we grow into a regular club, that you are more than ordinary. You have lived your life to the full, and you're telling us about it, inspiring us, helping us to launch what we can do. And going back to the phrase, this little light of mine, but it's much more for you. There's a practical foundation, and you face life and you face speeches direct. You don't use a lot of flowery foo-foo. You tell us what you're going to say, you say it, and then you wrap up with a good conclusion to tell us what you've said. I'm highly impressed because you care about your family, you care about yourself, you care about our community, both here in Toastmasters and with, tell me again the name of your business, with
Supportive minds.
Supportive Minds. You care about that and you help make life a lot better for a lot of people. I also like how you mentored Ron a bit tonight and helped to build the foundation for him to launch his first or second time that I'm aware of speaking here in our demo club. Yes, he does his network, but it's another thing when all eyes are upon you, all ears are upon you, and you're speaking. He may consider himself a junior speaker. I think he's got a lot of information and a great skill set that he brings to us that he can help us to learn a lot too. I applaud his courage, and I know that as he gains a little more experience, he's going to be top-notch speaker. For me, I wasn't prepared to speak, but I'm glad that I spoke. I have a long speech coming up, so I really need to speak as much as I can. I basically gave a table topic speech and just threw it all out there. It was kind of like a fire hydrant, if you will, and just kind of whatever came to mind. I am encouraging myself to have more of a direct speech instead of just making like a big soup or potluck out of my time to speak. So none of us are ordinary. We're all launching parts of our lives. Let's keep going. Thank you, General Evaluator.
All right, get ready for a round of applause, as all speakers get at Toastmasters. And I'll turn over the meeting to our Toastmaster of the day. I'm relinquishing my role as General Evaluator. Hi, everybody. I'm your Toastmaster. I'm concluding our meeting with our awards today. So help me with a round of applause. Give out our awards because we have two awards that we have to give out today. And the first award is we had about 13 different table topics in this meeting. And the winner is Mary Stanley for
Yay!
all right. So her name will be blasted all over the internet with all of our social media, between all of our accounts. Share it like crazy so we can grow our club even more. And then our best evaluator today is Ruth Fieldback. All right. Woohoo. And it was really great because she did step up and she evaluated three people all within 3 minutes and a little bit more. As I saw those folks, it looked like you were doing the roles like playing tennis. I think you would be a great tennis and multitasker when you were speaking, and then you just threw a book and did timer and then went back to your speech, and then you forehand, backhand, and amazing. So we have our speakers, usually the Toastmaster would bring up the club president, adjourn the meeting right after we have the vice president of education in official club as we're working towards a charter club here. The vice president would go over the roles of education, all the different roles that we have to fill for next week. If we'll take on the same roles, or does Mary want to be one of those more active roles, or just want to come and be a participant, be table topics, or do you want to be Toastmaster of the evening, or one of the helper roles?
Can I let you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You could let me know. You know where to find me. Same channel, same place. Next Monday goes real quick.
Well, I with our weather, air quality here has been really bad because of the Canadian fires. So I've been having migraines.
Hmm.
I hope you feel better.
I miss outside.
Wow. I forget
Yeah,
how
it's no fun being locked in or
close you are to Canada.
8 hours.
Wow, 8 hours in Canada. So could you hear them like if Tarzan was Canadian in the woods over there, would you hear him saying "a" in the middle of his yelped yelling down a vine from tree to tree?
Yeah, you betcha.
Okay. All righty. So,
Paul, if you want, and Mary, if you decide that you want the role, just say the word. I'll be happy to relinquish it. But just so that we have it set up, I'll take on Toastmaster for next Monday.
fantastic. I love it when someone volunteers themselves. Toastmaster, and then Mary could do table topics, and I'll substitute, and I have some backup table topics, so you don't have to worry. And we're just going to keep inviting business people, and now I know that I have to get people acclimated on the site so they don't get kicked out.
Yeah, my friend Mary had um, a different Mary
For Mary.
had that issue last week. So I thought it might have been her with technology, but she had the same problem. So yeah, that confirms what Brian said.
We all need to put feedback button. It needs to get eliminate that, because if this is supposed to be our communities, our stuff, our way, if he restricts, you have to have a profile in order to be here, then he's going against his whole philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't have a business hub where we're requiring our clients to hook.
Paul and Sarah, the real couple that cares about your Medicare, says that Tony from trcvoiceovers.com is awesome. If you want the best voice on the planet for any Audible project, don't hesitate to reach out to him at Tony at trcvoiceovers.com.